Okay, Cancer, this is just a quick read en route for you as to whatever the present energy is for you, kind of more of a timeless reading, no specific time, but whenever you find this, this is for whoever this relates to. And again, take it as it resonates, doesn't necessarily mean it's your story. Check back for other reads if that's the case. So right now, we're just doing general energy. What I see here is there's sort of a conquering kind of energy. I would, and I'm going to pull some cards later, just because it's hard for me to hold the card and, camera and kind of move things as I go, but I'll pull some other advice cards for you here later. But for the moment, this is just the current energy. So when I see the Six of Batons, you are in a place of really trying to get clear on a direction for sure. We've got the Chariot. The outcome cards were kind of Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups, and I've got a few that I just I'll pull through here later as well. There's just not a lot of clear room here for me to be able to read all of those ones, but right now, like I said, I see some very good energy here for you, but there's definitely some hardship that is going alongside this. So just to start off, like I said, I do feel like the energy around you is one of challenge and trying to meet those challenges. I feel like you are in a place of really trying to get hold of a specific direction. There is some issues around how you're going forward here, because it is one of a conquering kind of energy, but it's almost like it is a bit of a drain for you to kind of move in this direction, even though it is, it's a battle is what I would say. But like I said, I mean, you have a very take charge kind of attitude, and there's definitely some progress being made here with that Knight of Batons. So, but again, most of the energy here is batons. So I really feel like, maybe you're feeling some kind of restriction in the way that you are kind of plummeting ahead here. The Five of Swords to me is that you're not entirely happy with the result. I feel like there is some restriction around the changes that you're making or that you've made. And it's been at some loss with the Chariot next to the Five of Swords. It's been at some kind of a loss because this is a card of, damages, of some kind of a setback. And there's some sadness that goes with this scenario here. But this is over, a choice or a direction that you're making here. The Six of Batons, again, basically Six of Wands, really. So lots of energy around, energy to move something forward. But again, it's like it's not effortless, that's for sure. I feel like you're really having to put a lot of your time and energy into a situation. So again, this could be you trying to, manage the situation by laying sort of groundwork is really what the card depicts. Trying to get things organized. And again, this could be around a younger person, not saying teenager necessarily, 20s, 30s, something like that. But the Knave of Batons, again, it's still action. This is further out. This is the clarifier. But the Knave of Batons is still feeling like a stranger maybe in this new world or this place that you're kind of going into. There's something unknown about this situation here, even though it is still forward movement. And it is still kind of risking something around ego as well. So it's kind of, feeling like the ego is in charge in a sense, and kind of pushing forward. Like I said, that Knave of Batons is still feeling like something a little unfamiliar with yourself or the territory that the direction that you're moving in here. But there's the Knave and the Knight. So again, it's a progressive energy. So I still feel like this is a departure of some sort that is moving you in the direction of the Eight of Batons. This departure that you're sort of setting forth on is still one of abandoning something. So it's like you're separating from something. There's a certain level of displacement here, because when we get to the Eight of Batons, I mean, this is still energy again. Lots of movement around, I would say, a relocation or some kind of new, direction in Maybe it's going into the countryside, or maybe this is going into a new residence, something like that. But either way, it still speaks to movement in a direction, you know, in some particular choice or decision that you've made here. Again, but with the Four of Batons, and again, lots of energy behind this, it still feels like there's a lot of battle around it to a certain degree. But I would say that this is a card, it can also be indicating sociability, so, or association to other, you know, people or in a community or something, or a crowd or whatever. It's something that's going to connect you to be able to move something forward. So Knave of Swords, this is still, again, movement going forward, but it is still kind of an observer, spying kind of energy, or somebody that's overseeing the move or something like that. But I feel like there is, you know, something here about maybe there's an unforeseen situation, because like I said, the Five of Swords, you know, indicates that there is some kind of disappointment in this new direction. But I mean, like, you can power through it. It depends on your headspace, you know. I mean, yes, there's going to be some level of loss, but it's really how you adapt to the situation. So Wheel of Fortune is, again, a major player. So this is something that is going to be kind of further out, because you're still kind of, all the energy is really moving forward in a certain area. So you're not quite at this level of, I mean, it can be closing out one cycle for sure right at this point, and then moving into the next for sure. That's also relevant. But it's also kind of speaks to success in a particular direction, or at least welcoming this new direction, you know, very favorably with the Ace of Cups. So this could even be in terms of a love relationship, or maybe there's something here that you're very excited about, but it's still something in, you know, an emotional realm where there's some kind of new cycle about here, you know. And this is going to be where things have transformed. It's transforming you in some level, in a very deep way, because we've got the Death card. So there's a transformation. Again, the Knight of Batons, it's like this is a battle for you to move in this new direction. You know, pretty much all of the wands are kind of out here. So it feels like this is an uphill battle all around. There can be some kind of delays with the 9 as well, but you're still almost to the end cycle of, you know, something. And so there is a level of separation, again, still being slowed down, but there is a level of separation still coming through here. The Ten of Cups can be in around a family situation, or in around something that you would have otherwise have considered like a happy situation, or maybe it was a happy situation, but the Ten of Cups is definitely something kind of speaking to homeland, or something that you would consider home. So whatever that is for you. So whether it was, you know, it could be leaving home in anger, though, as well, because it is around the Nine of Batons. And of course, there's so many other cards out here that are, you know, speaking to anger. There's a lot of anger or resentment or something like that that's coming through here. The Four of Swords is you just wanting a break. You want to heal. You want to be in a space where you've got some retreat, some solitude. You know, you really want to be isolated, or you're feeling that you're isolated or abandoned in some way. The Fool is somebody who's looking for a new adventure. You're really, really, really ready to take some kind of new journey forward. You're excited about it on some level, but there's so much battle, there's so much loss, that it feels like it's not maybe quite the excitement, you know, and the level of anticipation that you had is somehow being squelched in some way. But it is still a card of a little bit of unpredictability, and, you know, maybe there is some kind of level of anxiety or mental issues around this as well, because there's so many cards here, again, with battle and mental fatigue and mental conflict, and lots of, this could even be sort of mental health issues to some degree, but it also speaks to, you know, you're at the 9, meaning this level of fear that you're feeling is significant. It's not feeling like it is a supported situation, and or at least you feel it's that way. So there's something of a level of mistrust. And again, you've reached the Ten of Swords, or you will be. For some of you, the energy is a little further out, but this is an indicator that that cycle is going to end in a very nasty kind of way. I would say that you're not happy with the decision. It doesn't feel like it's kind of a welcome decision. It feels like there's a lot of tears and sorrow, things that will come up here that, you know, really don't feel, it doesn't feel like a very positive or a good move. And especially too, followed by the Five of Batons, it feels like maybe the timing isn't quite right on something. But either way, the Five of Batons, again, there's a change that's still taking place. So many changes around this situation. And again, this still speaks to things in around somebody trying to find, you know, a certain level of enlightenment, but there's too much dispute, you know, there's too much dispute around it. There's too much anger and uncertainty for you to really feel joy in this scenario. So, I mean, I don't know that this energy, of course, is going to play out further, but because this is not, the main cards out is that you're taking some action. You've definitely got something in progress here, and there's even more progress further out. And there definitely is going to be a direction chosen here with the Chariot. And certainly there is some very deep levels of unhappiness or sadness that comes around with this choice. So whatever that is for you, there is something that is further out that is going to make you feel like you've got, you know, you're kind of achieving a little bit of something, or there is some level of hope here. But it's come at a cost is what I would say here. So anyway, that's what I've got for you, Cancer. There's going to be, of course, everything is like, you know, transforms over the course of time. So, I mean, this is just another day in the soap opera. So I would say just keep moving forward here. Like I said, whatever things that you're not feeling supported with, you know, maybe if you did take a look at the situation, maybe there is more supports that you're just not quite seeing. Let me just see if I can pull a card of advice here. What is a card of advice for Cancer? What is a card of advice for Cancer for them? Well, I guess not for a particular month, but for whatever they're going through right now. Okay, we'll go with this one. Decision. Release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox. Unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. So it looks like, you know, whatever decision that you make, you know, you want to be in a place of where you're feeling more confident about the decision. So clearly, maybe there's a little more forethought that needs to be put into a situation here. You know, or maybe there's just more information that you need. Let's see if we can pull one more. We'll just pull one more. For Cancer, what do they need to know? Actually, that doesn't feel right. What do they need to know? Okay, yes, it's safe to trust the ability to accomplish many things at once. Follow your creative passions. So creativity seems to be a very strong thread in this for sure. I would say that because of all the batons here, I would say there's a pretty good chance that you are, maybe that is the, you know, your creative ideas and the way that you deal with something are a savings grace that's coming through here. Because like I said, I mean, King is definitely somebody, or maybe this is somebody that's coming through that could be of assistance for you. But overall, I would still say that you have a really good spark of, you know, ideas that will help you to move something forward. Again, with that King, I would still say that there is somebody maybe that you're just not considering here, but, you know, either way, I feel like their heart or their wisdom, something like that, is going to be able to, you know, allow you, lend you a hand in some way here. So whether this is a romantic relationship or whether this is just someone who's a good Samaritan, that kind of thing, I just feel like you are going to get some kind of help or, you know, assistance that could be relevant. Let's just check one more thing here. See if there's anything else. Yeah, lots of decision cards here. So time to make a decision, be clear on what you want, take action, and a need for detoxification. So I think that you really need to, get your thoughts clear before you make any kind of a decision, because if you're making a decision out of anger, or if you're making a decision out of haste, or if you're making a decision out of any kind of level of uncertainty, it doesn't sound like a strong position to, bring you the outcome that you desire. I think that sometimes a little more forethought or planning might be advisable, or again, getting some kind of advice, to better plan. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of hope. Keep moving forward, Cancer, and we'll see you in future reads.